Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Celina Pereira. I love makeup. I'm from Sydney, Australia. I am the founder of CJP Beauty. Today I'm joined with Neves, who is a dear friend of mine. She's journalist, media extraordinaire. The list goes on with Anna and with her amazing qualifications. Today we glammed her up for a gala event and we did this green look because Anna is wearing a green dress tonight. I absolutely love the way it turned out, and if you guys want to see how to achieve this look, be sure to keep on watching. But before we get into it, be sure to comment down below what you guys want to see next. Like this video because you know you're going to enjoy it. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed to this channel, then we've got a problem, and now there's two of us. There's double trouble now to come after you. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything that I post. And without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Excited, guys.
Alright, perfect, excellent. Alright, I'm gonna start off with, I like to do eyes first to avoid fallout, to avoid all that kind of stuff, and just so everything lasts longer, but I will go ahead and prime. That way it can settle into the skin. I'm just using, this is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, one of my favorite bases. It's kind of like a moisturizer and primer in one. So I'm going to start off with, I'm going to work with this eye first, and then I'm going to go to the other eye. I'm going to do this eye totally. That way I know exactly what I'm doing. I know the sequence. I know kind of where I'm going with it, and then do the other eye. I'm going to start off with the PLOUISE eye base. Just blanks out everything.
The dark circles are always a worry.
Alright, so what I want to do for the shape, so we're going green because Anna is wearing a green dress. So what I want to do is, Anna has this really nice kind of almond shape to her eyes. I want to make it a little bit more round, so I kind of want to lift the eye like this so you can see a little bit more of the actual lid itself. So I'm going to create a halo shape, and so I'm first going to go into the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions palette. I love these palettes. You guys know I rave on about these all the time, and green is one of my favorite color schemes. So I'm going to go in first. I think I'm going to take this color here, this kind of like olive green, and I'm going to start off with that. I don't set my base because I like that really pigmented shades. Just close your eyes for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press this just all over the crease. Don't worry if it goes on the lid because we will be covering that up with a stunning shimmer shade which matches, pretty much matches almost perfectly with Anna's dress. I'm not going to take it further than the crease because I'm going to blend out colours above that. Alright, so now I'm going to switch over to a pencil brush. This is the Morphe E18 brush. And I'm going to go into this really vibrant green shade that's sitting right over here. Obviously mixed in with that darker green, it's going to blend in quite nicely. So I'm taking this on a pencil brush because I really want to, again, get a nice colour path, but I want to start the blending process. So the pencil brush is really nice and dense, so it's going to lay the colour really nicely. And I'm going all the way into the inner corner because we're doing a halo eye. So basically the inner and outer corners are going to be dark, and then the middle is going to be where the pop of colour is. So that's going to help to, like I said, just bring my eye up so you can see a little bit more in space. Just going to go back in with that previous shade and just add a little bit more of that.
So the halo style, can that be adapted to anyone's eye shape, or is it a standard?
Pretty much for anyone's eye shape you can do a halo eye for, but the whole point is that it will lift the eye, so it will create the illusion that the eye is more rounded and that the eye is a little bit bigger. And obviously if you do the spotlight with the shimmer in the middle, it'll make everything look a little bit more elevated. Alright, now I want to go in with this shade here, this really nice, like very light kind of seafoam green, if you will. This is a Morphe M433 brush. It's going to just really start to blend into the skin. I'll switch over to a Sephora Pro Precision Crease Brush, number 17. I'm going to go back into that vibrant green shade. I'm just going to close your eyes. Just do a little bit more blending, really into the crease. Okay, perfect. And then for my last colour that I'm going to do, I'm going to dip into, this is the Huda Beauty Smokey Obsessions palette. So it's just going to help to, again, just neutralise a little bit more and just make it blend into the skin, like I said, a little bit better.
There's nothing more relaxing than a pamper session by Celina.
So I'm going to go ahead now and cut the crease. I'm going to take a little bit more of that base. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just stamp a little bit of product on, and then I'm going to get Anna to, in a second, to just look up. Okay, close. And so it's basically left a stamp, if you guys can see it on camera, it's left a stamp kind of above. So that's where I know where I need to cut the crease. And so I'm going to take a packing brush. It's a MAC 239. I'm actually using a little bit of INGLOT Duraline. It's a bit of a mixing medium. Okay, and I'm going to go all the way up to that line that I've created. Just cover that entire concealed area. Alright, now with that on, I'm going to blend a little bit more around it. I'm going to add a little bit of darkness as well to again create that real nice halo effect. So I'm going to take my brush, take a little bit more of that darker kind of olive green, browny colour.
It's nice layering going on.
Close your eyes. And I'm just going to go around the side. Take this black here. So this is just a makeup GEEK palette that I created. This is actually Corrupt by Makeup GEEK, one of the best blacks of all time. I would have used the one in the HUDA Beauty palette, but it is broken, so I can't use that one. I'm going to take another pencil brush. This one is a Morphe M431 brush. And I'm just going to take that and I'm going to close your eyes. Just pop it here in this outer corner, and then I will do the inner corner as well. I want to use a little bit of product at a time because I don't want this to go too crazy for the moment. I want it to be smoky, but we don't want it to be like a full-on blackout smoky eye. I love those, but not for today.
It's quite a lot of brushes for different strokes. And
You know what? I have done like looks where I've used literally one eyeshadow, but multiple brushes, and it makes the difference.
Wow.
I'm going to take from the Smoky palette, I'm going to take this brown here, this cool tone brown, just to help blend that out a little bit.
Glam. Au naturel. Glam.
We love both.
Yeah, we do. We like both. I think this will be my New Year's Eve look.
Ooh. I love it. So with this brown, I'm basically placing it in between the black and where the green meet. Just so that way I've got a little bit more of a gradient between the two. I'll add a bit more green as well because we're obviously losing a little bit by doing this. But I want to get this blend really nice because that's always important, because it's always easy to add shimmer, but to blending is key. I'm going to take my Pro Precision blending brush again from Sephora, and no additional product, whatever's on the brush already. I'm literally just going to go ahead and just blend my life away. Blend until my hand hurts, basically. Now, I don't want to blend out too far again. I want this to look nice and rounded, so I'm going to keep the blend just kind of like in this kind of rounded shape, and then it will meet up with the under eye as well. And then to finalize that, I want to put a little bit of this PLOUISE Pigment that I've got. This one's in the shade Icy, so it's kind of like a blue-green shift with a touch of gold. Like, it's the most interesting color, but the tiniest bit is just gonna bring a little bit of brightness and almost look like your eyes are a bit glossy almost, which is really high fashion and very in at the moment. So that's what we like.
It is a night of glam tonight, so I'm looking forward to the shimmer.
With a little bit of setting spray, because I don't want it to be as intense.
Setting spray on the brush, I haven't seen that before.
So that basically just helps to make sure that the shadow's going to stick, or the pigment's going to stick. They're just kind of flying everywhere. They don't really have, they're not like an eyeshadow where eyeshadows have oils in them. So the oils is kind of what sticks to your skin, whereas a pigment doesn't. Alright, I'm going to go into liner. I'm going to use the Beauty Bakerie Black Milk Gelato brand. I love this brand. Everything is cake themed.
Oh my gosh,
So the gel liners are called gelatos.
Gelato,
It's
cute.
The cutest thing ever. For me, the key to like any kind of smoky eye is to just go back and forth. It's honestly back and forth, back and forth. This is the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner.
All these fabulous names.
So this is a Feltic liner. It's very black. If you ever go too high in your blending, just like a bit of powder. This one's the Charlotte Tilbury powder. You can see that I'm a fan of this. I've hit pan. This is fantastic. So not only is this really good for obviously over the face, but if you go too high with your blending, or just you almost want to like erase something, just use any kind of skin tone palette. I like to do a highlight the same as what the face highlight's going to be. So I'm going to take the KYLIE palette. This is the Pressed Illuminating palette. This was originally called the Wet Set, but they've just rebranded it. So I think I'm going to take the shade Privacy Please. Is on the skin. It's not going to bring up texture. It's just going to be really nice and smoothing on the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye off camera, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we've just finished up with the eyes. We've also done a little bit with the brows as well, not too much, because Anna does have very nice brows on her own, but we'll just add a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the face. I'm going to start off with using, this is the TATCHA Silk Canvas Primer. This is a great primer for filling in just like anything that's like on the skin that, you know, like any pores or any fine lines. This is great.
Crow's feet in my case.
Alright, I'm going to take the SISLEY Double Tenseur Primer. This is, I know all of you are wanting to just slap me across the face right now for using this primer, but it's pricey, but it's fantastic. It works amazingly. And you know, I really like to use it on, you know, big events or big days, weddings, special events. For foundation today, I'm taking the RCMA foundation palette. And I'm going to do a bit of a mix of shades here. So I'm just going to mix until I kind of find what Anna's shade's going to be. MAC, this is the Face and Body Foundation. Honestly, with this doesn't give you a lot of coverage, but it is a waterproof foundation. So it's going to help to give that very like water resistant effect. And it doesn't really matter too much what shade it is because it doesn't give a lot of coverage anyway. And I'm also going to mix just a little bit of MAC Strobe Cream as well. This one's in the shade Silverlight. It's going to just give us a nice, just glow from within. Okay, mixing all of that together. This is just an Cosmetics foundation brush. I love this brush. And I like to do very light layers. So I'm start off with a layer and then let it dry. Do another layer, let it dry. And Anna's got great skin in the way that it is just very free from texture. I always say that you can have the most redness, but if you've got texture, texture is the hardest thing to, I guess, cover up, because you really can't do much with texture. But Anna doesn't have any texture on her skin. I also like to bring foundation all the way down the neck as well. Again, just keeps everything really nice and even.
Actually, my dress is like that. I don't know if it's really.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit of body glow anyway, so I will put a little bit of like just shine. I'm gonna take a little bit of a darker shade of the foundation, one of these like bottom rows, and I'm just going to do just a little bit of contouring. So that I'm just taking, this is just a MAC 159 brush, my favorite contouring brush. Again, Anna's got really, really nice cheekbones. We don't need to do a lot with them. She's got very, very high cheekbones. So for concealer, I'm using the KYLIE concealer. I'm using this one because it is a little bit of a lighter shade that I've got, which I like because it just brings a little bit more attention.
What would you say is the best to cover up the lines? Because I often struggle with that.
The best thing for me personally is just the powder you use. There are some really good powders that just fill in everything, and that's what I would honestly just recommend, is just a really good powder. One of the best ones I think for filling in lines and just filling in any texture is the Beauty Bakerie Flour Powder. That one's my favorite. I think it's like $18 US from my memory, so it's not, you know, totally expensive. You do have to order it online.
To cover that whole, you recommend powder above wax?
So primer and powder, they kind of work together. It's kind of like a sandwich. They're kind of the two breads in the sandwich, and then the meat in the middle is the foundation. Look up for me. So what I will do normally is I will use a pore filling primer. So anything that's got like dimethicone, like or any silicones in it, that's the best to kind of fill in. And then you put your foundation on top. Again, also when there's lines, I don't like to put too much foundation because I feel like it's gonna, sometimes makeup can age a little bit sometimes.
Yes, it can, it can.
Speaking of powder, we're gonna go in with this powder here. This is actually the RCMA, it's not the Derma Blend, it's the RCMA No Color Powder. This for me, I use it pretty much on everyone, and it's fantastic on everyone, just look up. This is going to help with any fine lines. I'm gonna bake just a little bit. So this will look very dramatic to begin with, and then we'll just dust it all away. I'm going to put a little bit also under the contour, so we just accentuate that a little bit more. And in the meantime, while it's sitting there, I'm going to just go ahead and just use some bronzer. This one's the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer. Taking just the Hourglass powder. This is a beautiful powder, just to bring a little bit of life back into this. All right, I'm going to need you to close your eyes. I'm going to put some setting spray on just before we go ahead and finish off with the blush and highlight. So just close your eyes for me.
Are you still doing eyelashes?
Yes, of course. I like to leave lashes till last.
Eyelashes are always my favourite. I look forward to it all the time.
Alright, cool. Letting that settle in. I'm going to go back into the KYLIE palette. I'm going to use a little bit of Privacy Please and Unbothered as well. Eye blending brush for that. It's my favourite tool to use for highlight. I feel like it's just a little bit more controlled. More of a controlled application. Again, I'm not going to put too much on. But just a little bit of highlight's always nice for when you turn the head, or when, you know, a camera gets you at at an angle. It's just always nice to have that little bit of highlight. And again, what I love about this highlight is that because it's that kind of cream to powder, it's not going to look powdery. It's not going to look like you've put basically a shimmer eyeshadow onto your skin. It's going to look almost like you've used like a cream, or you've got that kind of just glow from within. It's very beautiful. Alright, for blush, I'm going to use this Tarte blush palette. I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Endless here. So it's a nice like kind of plummy pink, which is, I quite like those kinds of shades. And these blushes literally last so long. Blush is normally the thing that actually tends to, I guess, dissipate on the face like quickest. It tends to fade very quickly. But these blushes, they stay on.
What colour is this one?
This one's the shade Endless. It's this one here. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do the lashes. Now, I've got these two styles that I think would work well. Of course, we're going to use CJP Beauty lashes. So we're going to go in with the Style Nikkie, which are these ones here. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and use my tools as well. Just open your eye for me, that way I can just see where it's going to end. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just popping it straight onto the lash band. Just using a spatula to paint it on. And I'm going to let them dry. I'm going to let them settle and dry for a good 30 seconds to a minute. And in the meantime, I'll just quickly do the lower lash. So I'm just putting a little bit of black liner, just not so much in the waterline, but just in the lower lash line. I'm just gonna go ahead and just take kind of the same greens that we were using, look up for me, and just very lightly smoke it out. I'm not gonna do too much down here, but I also believe that what goes up must come down, and you can't leave it totally bare either, because then it just looks really off balance.
I love that.
Just like to do.
Pops the colour.
Absolutely,
Love it.
absolutely. And you know, if you don't want to do like a totally green eye, one thing you can also do is do like very neutral on the top and just do like green on the lower lash line too. That works out so well. Taking a little bit of the lighter blue shade. Look up for me. Okay, and just smoking that out as well. Just a little bit. And then we'll go in also with some of the neutral brown as well. I'm just popping the lash straight on. And the glue's allowed time to dry. So I'm just going to put it straight on and then just secure it to the inner and outer corners as well. And these lashes, guys, don't forget, they are reusable. So my lashes are reusable up to 25 times. They're $25 a pair. So you essentially get $1 per wear is what it breaks down to be, which is fantastic. They're made of silk. So again, they are cruelty-free and just really good quality. They feel nice. They feel soft on the eye. Open again for me. Oh, that's so much better. Now I'm just going to take my eyelash curler, this little contraption here. So what I'll do is I'll get Anna to close her eyes, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the brow a little bit, and I'm just going to squeeze together, and as natural lashes with the falsies. And this makes the world of a difference. You can just go like with your fingers and do the same thing, but I feel like you can't get as close.
That's much better.
That makes a huge difference, right?
Huge difference.
It feels so much more secure and so much better on the eye. And it's not as invasive. Again, this is a great tool even like to curl the lashes for artists, because it's not as invasive. It's not like a full eyelash curler. It's a lot smaller. It doesn't feel as invasive on the eye. It feels a bit more comfortable as well. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette. And I'm not going to use any lip liner because Anna's got actually quite defined lips in terms of like the actual line of it. Like my lips, for example, where they kind of start and end is, you can't really tell, which is a good and a bad thing because it means that I need to use liner, but it also means I can kind of play around with my shape. Whereas Anna has a very... So this is the Beauty Bakerie Lip Whip, one of my favorite lip products. This is in the shade Gingersnap. So this is a very warm, like terracotta brown. I'm not going to put it on my hand because it will literally not come off, so I'm going to put it on my palette. And I'm just gonna put a little bit, because again, it is more of a warm color compared to what Anna's got going on at the moment, which is more pink neutral. So I'm just gonna do just a tiny bit because it will, like I said, help to just seal off the lip color. Yeah, so just the tiniest bit, and it's blending in quite nicely actually. They've stuffed you around so much. Alright guys, so that is the completed look on Anna. I absolutely love the way it turned out, and I wish her all the best for tonight. She's going to kill it as per usual. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and also be sure to comment down below what you guys want to see next. I will have all of Anna's details linked down below for all of her social media, and if you want to follow me on my journey, I am Celina J. Pereira on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. Mwah!